We're back to the number 40. You know, you've heard both Deacon Bill and I preach about the importance of the length of time of 40. 40 years the Hebrews wandered in the desert during the period of the exile in preparation for their entry into the land of Israel, into the Holy Land, into the land where they would become a new nation chosen by God. Jesus spent 40 days in the desert preparing for his ministry as the Messiah, preparing for his ministry as the chosen one of God, as the Son of God. You and I have spent 40 days getting ready for the celebration of Easter, as you and I take a look at what it means to be believers in the resurrected Christ. If you've been counting, it's been 40 days since Easter. Well, 42 since we moved it to Sunday. But it's been 40 days, more or less, since Easter. 40 days that you and I have been focusing on what the resurrected Christ means, and now we are prepared for mission. 40. That day, that number, that means decision-making, that means preparation, that means a significant choice. And Jesus sends the disciples out, sends the apostles out, and says, go therefore and make disciples of all nations. It's really interesting. He sends them out to baptize and to preach. Where are they? They're on a mount. We're reading the Gospel of Matthew. In Matthew, everything of significance happens with Jesus on a mount. Sermon on the Mount, the Transfiguration, even the crucifixion is on a mount. Because it's there that the master teacher works. It's there that God is revealed. And so it's here on the Mount of the Ascension that once again God works to bring about a mission for you and for me, beginning with the apostles, and then you and I, because we have been baptized, we share in that mission. But what do? I mean, it's nice to have a mission, but somehow or another, when you get a mission, you get orders. You know, what do we do when we march out? We're told to baptize. Well, okay, yeah, but what else? You've heard Deacon Bill over the past couple of weeks talk about, last week, the sending of the advocate, the paraclete, the one who speaks for, who sets people free. That's our mission. You and I, as we leave here today, are sent by virtue of this experience of Eucharist. On this feast of the Ascension, you and I are missioned to proclaim the good news that our God sets us free from our own pride, sets us free from our own prejudices, from all of those things that hem us in, our fears, our indifference, sometimes our hatreds, sometimes those little prejudices that keep us from reaching out to others. Our God sets us free, and we are called to set others free so they can know the power and the presence of the risen Christ. Today, we begin to bring about the end of the Easter season. And we are in what is the only officially sanctioned novena in the church, the novena to the Holy Spirit, the days from Ascension to Pentecost. As we prepare, because we're a little bit like the apostles who were sent by Jesus. I mean, if you and I were there and Jesus said, okay, I want you to go out and start baptizing, I'd get a bucket and walk down the hill and get to it. I mean, this is a guy who rose from the dead. I'm not going to ignore his words. And yet what they do is go back to Jerusalem and hide in the upper room for a whole another week because they're afraid of others, afraid of what people will say if they do what Jesus told them to do, afraid of what will happen if they really do it. They need to be set free. And so the Spirit, the advocate, the paraclete, is sent to free them from all that keeps them from genuinely living the gospel. And so today, on this Feast of the Ascension, you and I are sent out. This is the beginning, not just of the mission of the church, but of our mission. You and I are sent out with a mission. to proclaim the good news that Jesus Christ is risen from the dead, to proclaim the good news that as a result of our faith in Jesus Christ, we are set free from all those things that bind us, set free from all those things that keep us from genuinely experiencing fullness of life. And we are given the Spirit as that strength, that power that sustains us, that gives us direction, that gives us the ability to be all that we are called to be in our baptism. We seal that in Eucharist. And so we celebrate, because today God mounts his throne to shouts of joy. A blare of trumpets for the Lord and a starting blare for us. We have a mission, so we live it.